Hello, Carol Lundy here again, and we're looking at the bow once more. Just a postscript. When I did the start and end points to minimise the jump stitches in the previous video, in Artistic View you could see a few little marks. This one was the most obvious, and sometimes these marks show up when you stitch out, and other times they just blend in. The Artistic View is never a perfect rendition of what it's going to look like when it's stitched. So I stitched out the design, and I did find that this mark across here showed up. And so I went back to the design, and I'll go back to the design view, and I zoomed right in, and I'm going to hide that picture again, and I'm going to turn the grid off so that it's not confusing. And let's zoom in even closer. Even closer. Okay, can you see here that I've got 2 rows of stitching, whereas all the others are evenly spaced? I'll try and get even closer. Right, it's a little bit more obvious there. That's because it's stitched this part here, then it went up to the top and stitched back down in this direction, and the last row of stitching, it felt like it should fit one more row in, and so I've got 2 rows very close to each other, and it stands out in the stitch out. So how we can rectify this, if it ever happens to you, is, let's just go back to show all, is we can move those start and end points again, and I'm going to select that area, and I'm going to go to my reshape tool, and I'll just zoom into that area there. Okay, now you can see I put the start and end points on top of each other, so what I'm going to do is the next place to stitch, I'll just move across a little bit. Oh, too far. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, the next part to stitch is this one here, and at the moment the jump stitch runs from here underneath across to there. If I move my end point, whoops, wrong one, undo. Sometimes you have to zoom in so that you can actually grab the right point. Okay, that's got it. I'll just put it there for the moment and move up. Whoops. Use the arrow a bit more accurate, and move my end point up to here. I'll still get a short jump stitch. This time though it'll run across diagonally to here instead of across here, but it'll still be covered by the knot, so that'll be fine. And if I press the enter button, and now the stitching has changed, so I'll just go to show all again, and I'll select it and zoom right in to that area. Okay, you can see there's no double row of stitching now. So if we go to Artistic View, show all, and you can see the marks moved up to here, and I've got some other marks here, but they didn't actually show when I stitched out. So it's just a matter of trial and error to see what is your best position for those start and end points to get the best stitch out. The other thing that can affect these marks, and if I just go to 1 to 1, is the size of the design. If I put my grid back, and what hoop have I got on here? Wrong hoop. I'll just put the 130 by 180 so you can, 130 by 100 hoop. Okay. So you can see this is very large design because the picture was quite large, and I didn't talk to you about resizing. So you probably wouldn't want to stitch out a bow this big. You might, but if I just select all, edit, select all, grab hold of the resizing tools and bring that down to a size a bit more like what you would sew out, and let's just center that back in the screen for you, and let's turn the grid off, And I've chosen the hoop with the grid as well, which didn't help. Let's just change that again, or actually let's just hide the hoop now. You know what size it is. It's about 90 across, 90 millimeters that is. I'll just turn that hoop off. The marks are a little less obvious. Let's edit, select all and size it again. Just a little bit. Okay, they're still there, but a little bit less obvious. Just stitch it out and see what happens in the stitch out. I think they'll blend in quite nicely. The next video I'm going to show you is how to make 2 bows out of one, or in fact a couple of different bows out of this one bow, so that you get some mileage out of your work. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my new videos. Comment on the videos and rate them, please, so I know how I get some feedback and I know what sort of work I'm doing for you. Thank you very much.